All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick on the Power. So I've got another guest posing video for you guys. This seems to be, a pretty popular weekend for the pros competing in the Olympia to do these guest posings, which is really cool for the fans because it gives everybody kind of a preview of the Olympia and it gets people excited. So this particular video, this is Cedric McMillan guest posing at the Celaya Grand Prix, which was this past weekend. So obviously we did see Cedric compete in June at the Toronto Pro, where he didn't have the best showing. His conditioning was significantly off. A lot of people made the comment on that video that, he looked like he was in guest posing condition at that show. And shortly after that show, Cedric actually said he just did that show to try to raise some money for his charity foundation. And it wasn't really a show he was doing to win or qualify for the Olympia. He was doing it for charity. So kind of mixed reactions about that 2018 Toronto Pro showing. But the general consensus was, regardless of why he did it, he didn't look his best. Now, I've got to say, from a conditioning standpoint, in this video at, just about 7 weeks out, Cedric is looking pretty on the mark compared to a lot of the other guys. But the thing you got to remember with Cedric is typically at the Mr. Olympia, he does not have the best track record of coming in at 100%, nailing that conditioning for the Olympia, like he seems to be able to do at the Arnold Classic. When he won that Arnold Classic back in 2017, he nailed it. His conditioning was 100% on, and if he had brought that same package to the 2017 Olympia, he would have done much better than he did. Back in 2017, he got 9th, a very disappointing showing for Cedric at that Olympia. Now, I do want it to be known here that Cedric is one of my favorite bodybuilders out of all the guys. Number one, from a physique standpoint, he's one of the most aesthetic of the bigger guys that there is, and his posing is just beautiful. I mean, the guy's a great poser, and you can't deny that. But as a person, he's a great guy as well. He's one of the few bodybuilders that I met, before my channel was ever big. This was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Before my channel, he had no idea who I was. So I met Cedric at the meet and greet for the Arnold Classic 2 or 3 years ago, and he was one of the only guys that took time to talk to me for maybe 15 minutes. We were talking about this trophy that he had won and the way that he gave it away to his sponsors. He was talking about how he doesn't keep his trophies because trophies don't mean anything to him. It's about the experience for him. And we just had this great conversation, and that will always stand out to me in my mind, that Cedric took the time to talk to each and every single fan. He had the longest line by far at that Arnold Classic. And every single fan, he took time to talk to him about whatever they wanted. And when I met him, that's the one question that I had for him, is I had seen on social media somewhere that he had given away this big trophy that he had won. I think it was like the Kevin Levrone Classic trophy. So I asked him about that when I met him, and he told me the whole story, and he stood there and talked to me for a few minutes. And just overall, he just seems like a really great and genuine guy, and I want to see him do well. So I'm hoping, this conditioning at 7 weeks out is a good indicator that Cedric is going to come correct at the 2018 Olympia, because I really want to see a guy like Cedric do well. I think he deserves it. I think he puts in the work, the posing, everything about him. I think he just deserves a high Olympia placing. And seeing him place 9th last year, I think made a lot of people, very disappointed. But so far, based on this guest posing, I'm optimistic for how Cedric is going to look at the Olympia. I hope he does well. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about how Cedric is looking at this Grand Prix. Thank you guys for watching the video, and please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.